match, even though Cody did get the W to finish out the pay-per-view, um, this match, in my opinion, it was it wasn't like all 5 stars with this match. I'm not gonna lie. There okay, there was progression of storyline to help develop this match. Not gonna hold you, but this match did what it was needed to do. At the end of the day, Cody showed more aggression on his side of things. And on top of that, he actually did some shit. He actually did some damage to Brock because he needed to get it back in blood from what happened the night after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, where Brock was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my anger out on you because I just want to, and I'm just gonna turn heel on you because I want to as well too. And then just damaged Cody for no apparent reason. Just gave him so much F5s, gave this man so much suplexes, F5 on the table. Just this man was just destroying him, bruh. Destroying him. And every time Cody is trying to get it back in blood against Brock, he just couldn't do it because security always want to step in, bruh. And then this is the final time. This is the final time that Cody can actually get his hands on Brock Lesnar, which he did in a good ass match too. He did. It was not the best that Cody have done, but it's also not the worst. It was like somewhere in the middle, but it was a great match to watch. I'm not gonna lie. It was. Like it was really good till like the roll up pin happened, and I was like, you kind of just set the bar for this match. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and in my mind, I don't really think, even though it was a little bit of the roll up pin, it was not the pin that was problem. It was the way it was executed. Like, and the setup for the match was like so weird because this man was like literally in a chokehold. Like he was literally in a chokehold with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was like having him in a chokehold, and then the roll up pin was a little awkward, but Brock still had his elbows down on the mat, and then 1, 2, 3, and then ding, 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 and I'm like, what? And I'm like, even though it was literally a weird pin. First of all, because one, he was trying to choke out, Cody, and it just looked weird, bruh. It literally looked weird. But it was obviously a build-up for another match because literally Brock versus Cody is nowhere near done yet. Nowhere near done. I thought it was gonna be like a one and done with Brock. But honestly, it's looking at it was like very a controversial win. And it really got so bad to the point Brock Lesnar was actually bleeding. Bleeding. Like, even though WWE said we don't want blood no more, they still brought back the blood anyway. And they're just like, yeah, we're just going to bring back the blood because why not? And the dude was bleeding a lot. Brock was bleeding a lot in this match. So, like, obviously they had to end the match hella quickly because the show was literally almost done. So he had to do something fast, bro. And I mean hella fast. But I also give props to Brock Lesnar for taking it to the turnbuckle. Because, that little dash is what made him bleed a lot. And then the next night on Raw, we see him have stitches in his head. So I'm like, okay, this is actually a real ass cut. This is not no fake cut. This is a real cut. And the dude literally has a little cut right there. He had to get stitches and everything. And he has like a little bit of a black eye and a busted lip. And I'm like, all right. He did some damage to Brock. Cody actually did some damage to Brock. Even though it's not one of the best finishes out there. Because this man literally did like a Cody cutter to Brock. And then literally 2 crossroads to Brock, and he still kicked out of it. So I really don't know what else Cody could have done in that situation. Because, like, I don't even know, man. I really don't know. Like, the ending was good. It wasn't a terrible match. It wasn't the best match for a main event match. but it also, like I said, wasn't the worst as well too. Even though I do prefer Damian Priest and Bad Bunny over Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar in their match, like obviously they're setting up for a mean match because if they didn't have a controversial like pin like that, then obviously he would have done another probably 2 or 3 crossroads to Brock Lesnar, and then it'll been a one and done with Brock. But nah, they're pushing their feud for a lot longer. And obviously, from what happened to Monday Night on Raw, because obviously, right when Cody was about to roll up the Miz and advance to the next round in the semifinals, literally Brock Lesnar came out of nowhere, pulled Cody Rhodes out of the match, and then F5 him onto the announcer's desk, and literally grabbed the mic and literally said, "Cody, me and you one-on-one in Saudi Arabia, United Champions, and who's the coward now?" And then threw down the mic. And I'm like, yep, they're setting up for a next match for this man. Like, 'cause it's gonna happen. And it's weird because, like, we all know that after that, we're like, yeah, the feud is nowhere near done. Because this is what one of the articles has to say. It says from ringsidenews.com. It says WWE Backlash was a big night, but it was only the beginning of the story for the main event. Brock Lesnar was covered in his own blood at the end of Brock Lesnar was covered in his own blood at the end of Backlash, and he didn't like that. Now it seems that he's not finished with Cody Rhodes. WRKD Wrestling reports that Brock Lesnar will soon make his intentions known against Cody Rhodes. It seems that the two of them are far from finished with each other. Cody Rhodes' feud with Brock Lesnar is far from over. While Cody Rhodes is currently in the while Cody is currently in the WWE Raw World Heavyweight Championship tournament, the Beast Incarnated will quickly make his intentions known. Brock Lesnar doesn't lose very often, especially via roll-up pin. This is quite an interesting situation because Lesnar knows how to grab attention when he needs to. Cody Rhodes is in the WWE World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Brock is not in the tournament, but he has made his presence felt in matches he couldn't book in before. So he did eliminate Cody Rhodes out the match for a reason, to get it back in blood against Cody Rhodes, which I don't blame him because that was another controversial roll up, just like it was Brock versus Bobby Lashley in that match, and because when Bobby literally had the hurt lock in lock with Brock, and then but Bobby had both of his shoulders down on the mat, and it was one of the most controversial pins of all time when Brock Lesnar won because how his submission hold was executed. So that was a little bit weird to me. I'm not gonna lie, especially with that pin, and especially with this roll up weird angle type pin that Cody has done to Brock. So we all know that this feud is nowhere near over. I am glad that Cody did get the win against Brock. I just don't want Cody to get injured like they did with Seth Rollins, because we don't need another Cody we don't need Cody to being out again for another half a year just for him to reappear back at Royal Rumble again. You feel me? So we don't need him to we don't need Cody to be in another controversial type of match to the point he's going to be injured again into something as much as a torn pec, because that torn pec from last year, that's like the worst thing I've seen from wrestling. So, and on top of that, they were talking about how like the policy on blood changed UFC's merger so far, and it says that WWE Backlash ended with a bloody main event match in Puerto Rico. Brock Lesnar lost to Cody Rhodes, and he was busted open. He was busted open the hard way. That was all part of the show, but it also brings an upper question about the company's future. Endeavor is merging UFC and WWE, two companies with very different policies about blood on television. While UFC features blood all the time as competitors make actual MMA contact in the octagon, WWE is very different. For years, WWE has forbidden the use of blood in their matches as they strive to keep TV-PG product. There's a lot more advertising revenue for companies who can maintain a family-friendly product after all. Some have theorized that WWE merging with the UFC could bring a policy changing of sorts. Ringside News asked around about WWE's policy about blood and whether anything will change with the UFC merger. We were told by a Tenjin member of creative team that there will be no indication that there will be a change in either direction. Brock Lesnar asked around. Sorry, Brock Lesnar was allowed to bleed at Backlash because he's Brock Lesnar. He also knows how to cut himself open the hard way, and he did that, and he did just that with an exposed steel turnbuckle at Backlash. You can click, okay, but that's the other shit that they were talking about, um, with um, with Brock Lesnar and busting himself open in Puerto Rico. But they did say he's allowed to bleed, bleed and bust his like either one of his body parts open, the hard way, to get people's reaction and see how people will respond to what he's doing. But they said only time will tell if WWE's product will start seeing more blood over time, or at least stop pausing matches whenever something gets cut open. As far as right now, it looks like they will continue with business as usual. So even though the him busting his head open was intentional and it was part of the show, we still don't know if, obviously we know that now that the blood was, just part of the match. It was not like, yo, I accidentally did on an accident, I busted his ass open. No, he legit cut himself on the, turnbuckle because one is Brock fucking Lesnar at the end of the day. It's Brock Lesnar. He can do whatever he wants. He is one of the top guys in the WWE besides Roman Reigns, and you feel me? So obviously he can do whatever he wants. Like I said, that was really another controversial win by Brock Lesnar from Cody Rhodes. So only time will tell what will happen going into their match at Saudi Arabia at Night of Champions, because I'm excited to see what happened with their next match. I feel like for their next match they should do a no holds bar match or a or anything goes match. And I feel like their last match should be like a Hell in a Cell match at like Money in the Bank or SummerSlam at that matter, because I feel like that would end off the feud. Have a Hell in a Cell match or a Last Man Standing match or a chairs match or a tables, ladders, and chair match or a just any stipulation at that point. Anything but like one of the weird, stipulations that, like an Iron Man. Even though I would love to see an Iron Man match, not gonna lie, but it won't do good because remember what happened last time I did an Iron Man match? It didn't really do so well. So but yeah, real talk, man. Like they do like for your last and final match, Brock and Cody have a stipulation. Have a stipulation in this match. Have either Hell in a Cell or anything goes or tables, ladders, and chairs. Something along the lines that makes the match crazy and worthwhile to watch. So, but anyway, I appreciate it for Cody getting the W at Backlash, and also Brock Lesnar did get a standing ovation after the entire match was done and the entire pay per view went off air by the Puerto Rican crowd. So I love to see that. Obviously, they appreciate Brock Lesnar and their presence, and they're basically curious of what's gonna happen later on down the road towards the buildup of not a champions, and I'm wondering what they will do with Cody Rhodes when that time comes.